and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're talking about the magnetic mind, the power of autosuggestion. If your mind is a magnet, what are you attracting to it? That's what we're going to be talking about today, diving deep into a little bit of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's going down, people. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button. And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you share with someone that you care about. And let's kick it. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show this morning. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Black Biz Success App Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with the Black Biz Success App, it is the premier digital marketing platform for entrepreneurs of color to build out their online presence, from your sales funnels to your autoresponders, your text messaging systems. It's everything that you need to effectively and efficiently run a business, particularly for those of us who are solopreneurs and small business owners. This is how you compete in a global marketplace online. You have to have automation to your aid. So text BLACK to 314-866-4053 if you'd like to see a demo of how the Black Biz Success app can help you in your business. We're talking the magnetic mind. Napoleon Hill is famous for his theories on autosuggestion, how to get information into your subconscious mind so that your subconscious mind can go to work attracting to you the things that you want. And we're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about the number one problem that people are having with trying to deploy autosuggestion in their businesses or in their brand or in their life in general. We're going to give you his 6 steps to mining for riches in the recesses of your own mind. So do me a favor, comment in the chat where you're from. Also, let me know the name of your business and or your brand. I think you guys are missing a huge opportunity when you don't comment the name of your business and or your brand in the stream. You never know who might want to connect with you based on seeing that comment. Nevertheless, before we move on, you guys know I got to give you a couple quick announcements, and then we'll get to our quote of the day. The announcements for today, man, the Black Biz Success Mastermind is underway. I'll be loading the mastermind group today with the free course of the month, with the free ebook of the month. as well as the free social media content for the month. So if you have not yet gotten access to the Black Biz Success app Mastermind, then all you got to do is text keyword mastermind, put that in quotes, 314-866-4053. And it is a free mastermind. And we literally give hundreds of dollars worth of free training and resources every single week to those of you who are in the mastermind. The name of the game for us guys is I'm picking up the mantle left behind by some of the all-time great activists and ancestors, from Marcus Garvey to Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Dr. Amos Wilson, and we still have among us Dr. Claude Anderson. And in order for us to rise as a people, my mission is to help Black people become the #1 employers of Black people. And you do that by encouraging entrepreneurship and those who are entrepreneurs, equipping them with the right mindset, the right tools and resources to grow and scale their businesses. So even if you don't have the Black Biz Success app, you should still join the mastermind for the tools and the resources and the camaraderie and the culture that we're building around entrepreneurship to help you grow your business to the next level. And hopefully you can grow that business to a place where you employ a couple people. Just think about this. There's 2.5 million businesses in the US, Black-owned businesses. If they all hire just one person, just one more person, that is 2.5 million jobs created, ladies and gentlemen. That's a huge impact in the culture and bringing us closer to being empowered economically. And that's part of the mission. Also, I'm still looking for a couple volunteer opportunities. If you know a church or nonprofit who could use some digital marketing help, I like to talk to the decision makers over there and see how my team can help them with some of their branding and marketing for free this holiday season. And also in St. Louis, if you know any organizations who've got some events coming up and they need hands-on help, I want to volunteer for about 10 different opportunities this holiday season when I come back from vacation. And then if you are an author, I got a special tool and resource for you. Using the Black Biz Success app, I created an amazing book funnel that's working like crazy, and it's allowing authors to sell more books, communicate with those who are purchasing their books, and then ascend those people through their various value ladders and their other offers. So not just selling a book, but selling your coaching on the other side of the book, selling your one-on-one appointments, selling your merch and everything else. It's all rolled into one. You can't do that when you sell your books on Amazon, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why we created this app, to help Black entrepreneurs in all walks of life become more profitable using technology. So let me know if you're building something special. Comment the name of your business or your brand. Share the stream. If you have shared, then comment keyword share, because I'd like to know who's actually pushing this agenda forward. Today's quote of the day comes from the book Think and Grow Rich. The missing link in all systems of education may be found in the failure of the institutions to teach their students how to organize and use knowledge after they acquire it. It's called critical thinking, people. And our school system does not want to create an army of critical thinkers, because it'd be all bad for those in power. And that is the missing link. So that is our job as parents, as leaders in our own families and households, to make sure that our children know how to organize and utilize the knowledge that they are acquiring in the school system for the pursuit of their dreams and goals, and not anybody else's, man. Not even yours, mom, not even yours, dad. You want your kids to learn how to organize and use this knowledge so that they can pursue their dreams and walk in their purpose. It's critically important for us to get our kids at an early age to identify what it is that God has made them special, and why it is God has made them special, what special gifts he's given them, and how to use those gifts to impact the world. So Today, we're going to be talking about that magnetic mind. And I'm not talking about the fairy tale belief that if you just say it 1,000 times, it's going to come true. No, I'm going to talk about the real reason that people miss the mark when it comes to manifestation and using the power of auto-suggestion. But I want to talk real quick before we get into that about this notion of belief and the cycle of success. A lot of times we don't understand that success is cyclical. And because we don't know the full cycle, like imagine if you didn't know that spring came after winter every single year. Imagine if you did not know that and you happen to live through a harsh winter and you get into December and it is cold and it is snowing and it looks bleak and all the leaves are off the trees and it's just nightmarish trying to get anything accomplished. If you didn't know that spring was just around the corner, you might give up. You might say, this is too much. You might not fight to get through the next couple months so that you can get to the other side. It's the same way when you don't understand the cycles of success. This is why a lot of people give up on their dreams. This is why a lot of people give up on their aspirations, their hopes. This is why a lot of people just fall in line with the status quo and do the same thing that everybody else is doing. This is why we don't have enough Black-owned businesses dreaming and thinking big enough and bold enough to want to dominate the world because they don't understand the cycle of success. And one of the major components of said cycle is failure. Yeah, we're going to talk about it today, right? One of the major components of the cycle of success is failure. It is in the failure that the growth takes place, right? So as we start out on a journey to do whatever it is that we're trying to do, the first thing we have to do is believe, right? Hey, Angela. Hey, I talked to your girl Monet yesterday, and I'm going to get her on the show real soon. In order to get the cycle of success going, the first thing that you have to do is believe. Now, here's the problem with belief. A lot of people are waiting or trying to solicit or trying to get other people to believe in their dreams and their visions to justify why they should believe in them. It don't work like that, y'all. I'm not going to believe in your dream and vision if I can see that you don't believe in it. You're not recruiting me into your thing if I can see clearly that you don't believe in it. And that's the mistake that a lot of people are making. The good book says all things are possible for that individual that believes. It didn't say all things are possible if your husband or wife believes. It says all things are possible if you believe. It didn't say all things are possible if your homeboys or homegirls believe. And that's the problem. You start out believing in something and then you share it with someone and they superimpose their limitations on you and it kills your belief. No, man, that ain't how it's supposed to go. You need to believe, like, I don't need anybody else to believe that I'm building a $1 billion media empire that's going to shake up this entire world. I don't need anybody else to believe that through the building of that empire, I'm going to educate so many entrepreneurs and help them elevate their game so high that they're not going to have a choice but to hire more of our people. I don't need nobody else to believe that but me. Nobody has to believe that but me. Now, because I believe that, I'm going to start going down the path of taking some actions to lay the foundation brick by brick to start building on my empire. And as I start laying the first row of bricks, some of those bricks are going to be crooked. Some of those bricks are going to be damaged. Some of those bricks are going to cause the entire wall to crumble. And this is where most people will quit because they don't understand the cycle of success. Failure is part of the success equation. And when you don't understand that, the minute you run into an obstacle, you quit. We're going to talk about your magnetic mind, right? And we're going to go over some of Napoleon Hill's work on 6 steps to bringing into your life those things that you want, right? But you got to understand success has a cycle to it, and you got to go through that cycle, and failure is part of that cycle, and you will fail. One of the first things you got to understand is when you first believe that a thing is possible, right? Then the very next thing that you need to do is decide to go after it. And here's where I want to help people, especially my Christian people. Because Christian people have an uncommon desire, I guess it's a desire, I don't know what it is, to blame the devil for everything. And I'm not saying that the forces of evil don't exist. But here's what I know about success and this cycle, right? I know that the moment that I look down inside and see that I have something inside of me that God created me for to accomplish, and I start believing that, yes, everything that I need to accomplish this is already inside of me, right? And then I go ahead and decide that I'm actually going to do it. 2 things happen, guys, because of our magnetic mind. The first thing that happens is because I've decided to embark on this journey to do this great thing, I'm automatically, and I'm not talking about making a choice. I'm talking about actually deciding. Like once I decide that I'm going to build a billion-dollar media empire that's going to shake up the world. Once I decide that, and I'm not talking about making sure, I'm talking making a decision like it is do or die. Like I'm building this empire, I'm going to die trying, right? Once I decide that, first I believed it, that it's possible. Then I decide that I'm actually going to do it. I'm actually going to commit wholeheartedly to this thing. 2 things happen when you make a decision. First, you attract in your life all of the things that you need to go from one level to the next. That's the first thing that happens. You start attracting to you the people, the tools, the resources, the leadership, everything that you need to fulfill the mission is already within a arm's length reach of you right now. You can't see it because you haven't decided to do it. When you decide to do it, you'll realize that there's people in your life right now with certain talents that can help you get there that you never realized they had that talent. You'll realize there's certain things in your life right now, tools and resources that can help you get there that have been in your life all this time. But you never saw it because you didn't decide to take on the mission. So the first thing that happens when you decide to take on the mission is everything that you need starts to become available to you. That's number 1. The second thing that happens, and I want you to know this, that you are doing this. The second thing that happens is you first bring to you all of the resources you need to go out and get it done. But at the same time, you are also calling into your life obstacles, equally opposing forces. For every resource that has now become available, you've also brought into your life a challenge, a stumbling block. And I know way too many Christians who will decide that God told them to do something. And then when they go out and try to do it, they run into a stumbling block. And then they will have the audacity to fix their mouths to say, because they ran into a stumbling block, oh, God must not mean for me to have that. Now, I don't know about you, but the book I read tells me that God is a man that cannot lie. He's not a man that he cannot lie, right? So either he told you to do the thing initially or he didn't. He didn't tell you to do the thing and then you run into an obstacle and then change his mind. What you got to know is the reason, and this is part of the cycle of success, the reason the obstacles show up the same time that the resources show up is because in order for you to survive on the next level, you got to grow. This is why the obstacles are there. They're not there to stop you. They're not there to slow you down. The obstacles show up with the resources. So when you start applying the resources, you got to overcome the obstacles, and that creates the growth in order for you to become the person that you need to stand on the next level. I know the obstacles are showing up in my life because I've decided to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. So in order for me to get there, this level of Cortez can't breathe at that height. So I got to go through some stuff in order to grow. I've got to go through some stuff. I've got to overcome some things so that when I get to the next level, I can be sustained there. Right? E.T. has a very favorite talk. Our motivational speaker, Eric Thomas, talks about some people's talent will get them to places where their character can't sustain them. Right? When you understand the cycle of success, I've decided to do something great. And the forces that be says in order to do something great, you've got to overcome some challenges. So here are the resources that you need to do something great, but here are the challenges that you're going to have to overcome. Use the resources that just became available to you to help you overcome the challenge. And now you're going to be stronger. You're going to be wiser. You're going to be more agile, more nimble, more fit. You're going to be able to breathe at the higher level of height and elevation that you're going. And you don't get that growth without the obstacles, ladies and gentlemen. So you got to know that that is part of the process. That is part of the cycle of success. I got to believe it first. Okay, I believe that I can do this great thing, no matter how big or how small. I've decided that come hell or high water, I'm going to do it. Now that the resources are showing up in my life, I know that with that, some challenges are going to show up in my life, but I'm going to use the resources to overcome the challenges. I'm not going to cry that the resources showed up, right? Jim Rohn says, don't pray that you have no challenges. Pray that you are strong enough to overcome them, right? We're going to continue this conversation, but now it's time to get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. If you're new to the show, that is where we play a short motivational video. And I'm going to ask you to comment a couple of your takeaways, what you hear. I'm going to comment a couple of my takeaways. So let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
But let's find out.
If I could work that hard every day, with being blessed with the physical tools that I have, what would my career be? And I made a promise to myself, if from that day that I was going to work that hard every single day so that when I do retire, I have no regrets. And that was the most important thing for me, is to leave no stone unturned, get better every single day. And if I lived that way, then over time, I'd have something that was beautiful. But that was my philosophy. It seems like a pretty simple one, but if you live your life to just get better every single day, you do that for 20 years, what do you have?
Follow your passion first. First. When I retired from the game, I sat there asking kind of all the wrong questions. What's the biggest industry I can get into? And it's all the wrong stuff. And you got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you've never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, dude, do something else. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you'll find out that the rewards will come.
Hoo-wee. I don't know about y'all. I get fired up, man. That's what I use to fire myself up every day, to actually add to the fire, right? Because I wake up fired up. I've got something that I've got to do. I know what it is. And the more I do it, the more clear the picture is. And I'm telling you, man, listen, when you understand how to add hard work to your physical gifts, the game is going to change for you. Like Kobe Bryant, 6'6", 6'7", whatever he is, a couple 100 pounds, right? LeBron James, 6'8", 6'9". Like, God gave those guys some physical gifts. And they decided to not just say, okay, because I'm taller than everybody else, I'm going to rest on that. They said, nah. I'm going to take the fact that I'm taller than everybody, and I'm more athletic than everybody, that I can jump higher than everybody. I'm going to then add to that an insane work ethic, right? The greatest gift God has given all of us is potential. The gift we give back to him is what we do with it. You think Kobe Bryant got the most out of the gift that God gave him for the 40 years that he was on this earth, or however old he was when he passed? Let me ask you something. What is your gift back to God? If his gift to us is potential and our gift to him is what we do with it, what does your gift look like that you're giving back to God right now? Are you doing everything you can with the gifts and talents that he gave you? Or have you decided to go bury them? Get better every day. That's all I'm trying to do. If I keep getting better every day, and I keep the vision in front of me, and I use the power of autosuggestion that we're going to talk about as we finish up the cycle of success, nothing is going to be able to stop me. No one is going to be able to stop me. No thing is going to be able to stop me, right? Question is, are you using all of what God has given you, right? Passion first. Go after your passions first. Here's my belief about your passions. I believe when more of us in particular, but anybody, but more Black people understand how to leverage their passions. And when I say leverage, how to turn them into income, right? When you learn how to turn your passion into income, I think the whole reason that we are passionate about certain things is because that's the guiding force to lead us into our purpose. So when you understand that, okay, passion is supposed to lead me to my purpose, but because I don't know how to make money from my passion, I walk away from my passion and I go get a job doing something that I hate that's going to take me away from my purpose. we find ourselves living our entire lives never having discovered our purpose. But if you can figure this out, how can I make my passion profitable in a way that it keeps me involved with the things that I'm passionate about long enough so that I can discover my purpose that God created me for? And here's the importance of discovering your purpose. Where your purpose is, there too is your provision. Where your purpose is, there is also your provision. God doesn't say, I created you for this thing, and when you start doing this thing, you got to figure out how to feed, clothe, and shelter yourself. He says, no, when you seek first the kingdom that I've created, the purpose that I've built you for, and you start doing that thing, everything else will be added unto you. You're going to feed, clothe, shelter yourself, have money for entertainment, possibly travel the world, kids taken care of, all of that. And then when you add to that the fact that my purpose is to help someone else discover their passion, which will ultimately lead them to their purpose. But if not enough of us are getting to our purpose, how many people are missing the mark on their passion because we're not staying with our passions long enough till they become the guiding force to the reason that God created us in the first place. So that is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Black Biz Success app. I don't know about you guys, but as a solopreneur, I cannot afford to miss any leads. And whenever you miss a phone call, you could be missing a potential lead. That's why I'm glad that I built my business on the Black Business Success app, because I get a dedicated business phone number, and not just any old phone number, a phone number with automation built in. For instance, if somebody called me right now, I'm doing my podcast live, obviously I'm not going to answer the phone, but that automation is going to kick in and automatically boomerang them a text and say, hey, this is Cortez from the Black Biz Success app. I see I just missed your call. How can I help you? And that's a text to them where they can literally respond to me via text. So now I didn't miss the call. Now they feel engaged with, and they're going to wait for me to respond via text before they go out and search my competition. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're trying to add automation to your business, if you need systems and processes in place to help you build your business, then you've got to check out the Black Biz Success app. Go to blackbizsuccess.com and see for yourself a short demo of all the things that this app can do for you. I promise you, you'll see how it can make you more effective and efficient as an entrepreneur, which will ultimately increase your bottom line. So we're talking Think and Grow Rich, the power of autosuggestion. We're wrapping up the thought of belief in the cycle of success, right? When you understand that success is a cycle, it's a process, and you kind of know the steps in the process, you won't quit before you get to the end of said process. So the first step in the process is belief. You got to believe in what you're doing, what you're about to do. Then you got to decide to actually do it. The word decision is the opposite of the word incision. When your doctor makes an incision, he cuts into your body. When you make a decision, you cut away. That means I've decided to build this multi-billion-dollar empire, so I've cut away a lot of junk in my life that will not help or support my mission of getting to this empire and creating an ecosystem where Black people will become the #1 employers of Black people and transform our communities. So I had to cut away a lot of stuff that will not help or support that mission. So you believe, you decide, and then the next thing you got to do is take action. You take action. I believe, I've decided, I've started to take some action. I've launched a Black Biz Success app. I've launched this podcast. I'm starting to understand media and streaming. I'm starting to understand programming. I'm starting to understand content management. I'm starting to understand contracts and TV and how all of this stuff fits together. I'm taking the actions. But here's what's going to happen without a shadow of a doubt. Some of these actions are going to lead to my failure. Some of these actions are not going to work out. I'm going to try to launch this and it's not going to work. I'm going to try to do this and I'm going to fall on my face. I already know that's coming because I understand the cycle of success. But here's the next key. I believe, I decided, I'm taking action, and those actions will lead to a result. Some of the results, most of the results are positive. Some of the results are going to be extremely negative. Here's the key. You have to know how to properly evaluate the results. And emphasis on the word properly. See, you got to know how to look at your results in the vacuum of what you're doing and not be so comparative to your results against somebody else's results. One thing that we love to do, and I think this is part of our self-sabotaging mechanism because of blackophobia, right? We love to compare our blooper reels to other people's highlight reels. I love to sit back and look in the mirror when I haven't shaved or had a haircut in a week. I've been in the yard working all day, so I'm a little dusty and I got grass stains all over the place. And I'm looking in the mirror at that picture, and then I'll look on the TV and I'll see Idris Elba in a nice tailored 4-piece suit of $25,000, clean cut and shaved, and I'm start looking at my image of what I look like, and I look at his polished image, and I'm comparing myself to that. Oh, ladies, you ain't off the hook because you do the same thing. You do the same thing. You're comparing yourself at the grocery store. It's probably the worst place to have and sell magazines. You've been running all day, dealing with the kids all day, dealing with your man all day and whatever all day, and you a little tired and ready to pack it in for the day. But then you see Beyonce on the magazine, airbrushed and what they say snatched, right? Her makeup snatched, right? Her outfit snatched, and you now beating yourself up because you don't have a multi-million-dollar glam squad to make you look like that on a magazine. You got to know how to properly evaluate your results. So as I start to believe, I decide that I'm going to go after this thing with everything that I got. I started taking some actions, and those actions are going to lead to my results. But the key is I've got to look at those results and properly evaluate those results. If I ask you, or if I gave you a task, and I'm saying, listen, you got this one task to do. And when you do this task, you're going to be successful at this task 3 times. 7 times, you're going to fail miserably. You're going to fail embarrassingly. Like when you fail, it's going to look bad when you fail 7 times, but 3 times you're going to win. You're going to get it right. Most people will consider themselves a failure. Cortez, I tried this thing 10 times. I'm failing more than I'm winning. But remember I said you got to properly evaluate results? You got to evaluate results in the vacuum. If I'm comparing that to the school system that says if I fail 7 times and only 3 times I get 30% on my test, that's a failing grade. So if I'm comparing this activity to that, then by those standards, I fail. But what if I tell you that what we're doing is you're swinging a baseball bat, and 3 times you get on base, 7 times you fail? That means you got a 300% batting average. They pay you millions of dollars for that in major leagues. So you got to understand how to properly evaluate your results. My results aren't comparative to somebody else's results who they're not trying to build a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate. So I can't compare my results to their results. I'm in this thing for 4 generations. Somebody else is just trying to make a couple $1,000 and they can get that done in a weekend, in a day. I can't compare my results to their results. How long did Disney take to build his empire? How long did Ted Turner take to build his empire? 40 years, 50 years? $25 years for Tyler Perry, 25 years for Oprah? Come on. You got to properly evaluate your results. And once I do that properly, I'm going to learn the lessons. And for me, those lessons are going to feed my belief. And because my belief got fed based on the actions that I took, now I'm going to take bigger and bolder actions. I'm going to get bigger and bolder results. I'm going to properly evaluate those results. And the data that comes from my evaluation of those results are going to feed my belief. And as I feed my belief, I'm going to take bigger and bolder actions. Those bigger and bolder actions are going to get me bigger and bolder results. I'm going to properly evaluate those results. It's going to feed my belief. And that is the cycle of success. But just like there's a cycle of success, there's also a cycle of failure. Because when you don't take any action, you don't get any results. And when you don't get any results, you don't get any data to make you better. So you will take even fewer actions than you did before, because instead of feeding your belief, you're feeding your doubts. You're feeding your fear. It's called belief in the cycle of success. And when you get to the place where you feel like you're not headed to the place that you want, you're not moving towards your destiny, and you need to go all the way back and start asking yourself, what is it that you really believe? So Napoleon Hill has in this book, Think and Grow Rich, right? I'm reading it again. And he talks about the 6 ways to turn desire into gold, right? 6 ways to turn desire into gold. Let me see if I can get through this before we wrap up for today. And for those of you who don't know, I have Shaquana Hughes of the Salva Group coming on Monday. And she's going to talk about systems and really building your business in an amazing way. So make sure y'all like the page. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show on iTunes, Stitcher. You guys ever listen to the show? Those of you on Facebook, are you listening to the show on any of the podcasting hosts, or do you just like to listen live on Facebook? I'm just wondering. 6 ways to turn desire into gold. First, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Now, he's talking about money because this is Think and Grow Rich, but it may not be money. It may be a better marriage. It may be a better relationship with your children, with your siblings. It may be more activity in your community, right? But fix in your mind whatever it is that you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money, but be definite as to the amount. There is a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in a subsequent chapter. Number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. I like what Dave Chappelle's father told him at 14 years old when he started going into adult nightclubs doing comedy. He said, decide now the price that you're willing to pay to get the success that you want. And whenever the price goes above that amount, you got to hang it up. Now, clearly, that amount per day was $50 million because when they offered him $50 million to keep doing something that was against what he believed, he turned it down. I'm not willing to pay that. Have you decided the price that you're willing to pay for the goals and dreams that you desire? Right? Number 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire, or whatever that thing is. It may not be money, whatever it is. What is the date that you want to have that thing? Number 4, create a definite plan for carrying out your desires and begin at once, whether you are ready or not. Put this plan into action. Put the plan into action. And I'll talk about the biggest mistake people are making when they're trying to use manifestation and autosuggestion, right? But create a plan and put it into action. Number 5, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. So now you're going to write it down. You're going to be descriptive. Number 6, read your written statement out loud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe you're already in possession of it. These are 6 things that you can do to turn your desire into gold. 6 things you can do to turn your desires into gold. Here's the problem that a lot of people are having, right? When they watch movies like The Secret, everybody is a manifestation coach. Like, you go on Instagram and everybody is talking about manifestation, right? Which is basically autosuggestion, which is basically having faith and belief in yourself and the words that you say and the things that you are meditating on, right? But here's the problem. People are doing the first part of it, but they're not doing the second part of it. What's the first part of it? Yeah, I believe. I got a plan. I've decided and I'm speaking it, right? I'm saying it, right? My mom always says the will of God is voice activated. Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm reading my affirmations every day, but they ain't taking no action. Yes, I'm saying I believe that I'm going to build a $1 billion empire in media, right? With streaming, with the programs that I got. I believe that the Black Bear Success app will have thousands of entrepreneurs using this platform to build their online presence. I believed it. I decided, right? But that's where most people stop. No, I'm taking action every day. Every day, I'm taking action. I'm laying another brick. Will Smith has a great talk where he speaks on building a wall. He says nobody sets out. They were talking about his career, right? And did he intend to do everything he's accomplished from the beginning? He said nobody sets out to build a great wall. But what they do is they just try to lay one brick as straight as they possibly can. That's it. No. All I'm doing is I see a vision of I Hustle Media as this massive thing, right? So all I'm doing is trying to lay one brick at a time, as straight, as level, as perfect as I possibly can every day. Now, at the end of my days on this planet, if that means I've laid enough straight bricks, level, as perfect as I could, and an empire is the result, you got to take the action, y'all. But here's why people don't take the action, because they don't really believe. You can't tell me that you believe in your dream and you ain't doing nothing to bring that dream into reality. You can't tell me you believe it then. You can't make me believe that you believe in your dream and you ain't doing nothing, right, to make that happen. You ain't invested a single dollar. You ain't bought no equipment. You ain't bought a book. You haven't attended a course, a seminar. You haven't gotten a coach or a mentor. You ain't done nothing towards bringing this dream into reality. And again, I'm talking to my Christian folks here, but you want me to believe that God told you to do it? For me, that's a slippery slope. God said, do this. So you're going to be disobedient and not do it? Oh, God gave me this vision. Okay. So when did he give you that vision again? And you ain't done nothing to bring that to reality other than talk about it? See, what we like to do is we like to wait until other people believe it to validate it, and then we will go and try to do it based on the other people's belief. No, God put this thing on me. He put this thing on me, said Cortez. The vision that I've seen is me helping Black people become the #1 employer of Black people by leveraging technology through entrepreneurship. It says one of the reasons we can't hire our people is because we don't build institutions. So our Hustle Media Group LLC is going to become an institution that feeds other institutions that's going to create millions of jobs. You're going to be an inspiration to other entrepreneurs to start thinking bigger themselves. So when they see our Hustle Media Group, an international media conglomerate, they're going to stop thinking about, oh, I just need to build this little business and we're going to do 80,000 in revenue and we're going to be able to take care of our family. No, because of your belief, because of your decision, because of your actions, you're going to build something that's going to inspire other entrepreneurs around the world to build multinational conglomerates that's going to require thousands of people to run. So it's going to cause a ripple effect that everybody is going to have to start hiring their own people. You're not going to tell me you believe in your thing and you ain't invested a single dime in your thing. You're not going to tell me that. You're not going to tell me that you believe in your thing and you haven't invested any time in that thing. You're not going to tell me that. I ain't going to believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Here's why most people don't take the action. Number one, they don't believe. And number two, they're scared. And here's the root cause of fear, y'all. It's the root cause of fear. You're afraid to do that thing that's inside of you because of what you think other people are going to think about you. Yeah, I said it. And you don't believe it because one of the first things we say is, man, I don't care what people think. Stop lying. Stop lying. You do. We all do. We are hardwired to care what other people think. God created us that way. He created us to be interdependent. So yes, we do care about what other people think. I care about what other people think. I just don't care so much about what they think that what I think becomes irrelevant. I don't care so much about what other people think that what I believe takes a backseat. I want you to write this down if you're able. What other people think about me is none of my damn business. We're paralyzed when it comes to doing the things that we want to do because of what we think other people are going to think. Cortez, I'm afraid of failing. No, you're not. You're afraid of being called a failure because you failed before. We all have. And it didn't kill us because we're here today. But what you're afraid of is that other people are going to think you are a failure if you don't win. That's what you're afraid of. And we cannot care too much about what other people think. So much so that what they think pushes what we think and what we believe about ourselves to the back burner. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this. I know I did. I tell y'all all the time, man, I ain't talking to y'all, I'm talking to me. This is for me. I keep saying this stuff out loud and publicly so that when I play it back, I hear myself and my voice saying, I'm going to build a multi-billion-dollar international conglomerate that's going to hire thousands of people and be connected with other institutions that are going to have to hire thousands of people to be able to support our institution. If you are an entrepreneur and you do not have automation in your business, I want you to text keyword black to 314-866-4053. You've got to see the Black Biz Success app and what it can do. Build your websites over here. Build your sales funnels over here. Build your automations and your email autoresponders. Do all of that stuff over here and let's grow together. So I'll talk to you guys next time. I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.